Hello, Todd Bog here with Breaking the Stream, and welcome to a new Let's Play of Warhammer 40k Gladius. It is a turn-based strategy game in a la a Civilization-style map and combat system, using 40k universe, the 40k universe as its theme. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of great content for the game. Unfortunately, a lot of it is hidden behind DLC costs. So during the recent sale, I'm a big fan of the 40k universe, as is as is Dodbog from our channel, and so during the recent sale, I decided to pick up most of that content, and I figured I'd give it a whirl for the channel. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a new game here. We're going to go against our random AIs, 3 of them. So we'll leave them at strong. We'll leave the difficulty. I think this is all fairly standard. We're going to put this to medium, I think. No, we'll go hard. We'll try it. But we have access to all the factions that are currently in the game, which is the Astra Militarum, the humans. When I first got the game, this was the faction I like because it's the army I own in real life. So definitely was a tough fight. So the initial challenge hard is definitely correct. But it was definitely fun. There's the Chaos Space Marines, Craftworld Eldari, the Necrons, the Orcs, the Space Marines, and Tau and Tyranids. So I was trying to figure out which one I wanted to do. It's we're not going to do the Astra Militarum because I've already done them. So I might do Chaos. That might be fun. The other option then would be to do the Tyranids. So let's do the Chaos Space Marines. I think a lot of people enjoy the Chaos group. So we'll learn the game as we go, so don't worry if you're unsure what the game's about or how it goes. I'll kind of explain as we go through decisions and what we're doing. But kind of go through this real quick. Chaos Cultists, cheap fodder infantry that can found cities and increase city growth. Unholy Rites, sacrifice city population to the Dark God to grant the city a significant temporary economic boost. Boons of Chaos. When a champion of Chaos kills an enemy, there's a chance unit will gain a permanent boon, so they'll get blessings from their god. Spawnhood. Instead of gaining a boon of Chaos, there's a chance the unit transforms into a Chaos spawn. I don't know if that's good or bad. We'll find out. Dark Apotheosis. Instead of gaining a boon of Chaos, it will transform into a Mighty Damon Prince. That I know is good. Mark of Chaos. Brands individual units with marks. It will not die. Daemon engines that regenerate hit points each turn, even consume the souls of the enemies. So and Veterans of the Long War, veteran units with increased morale that gain bonus to melee accuracy against loyal Space Marines. So Chaos is pretty cool. If you're not familiar with them, there's 4 factions of Chaos, but we'll jump into the game and we'll kind of discuss them more. So we've got all of those, so we'll go ahead and turn them all on and hit the old start button. Those ones I just turned on add additional units and or tech, which allows you to do some interesting stuff. But
10,000 years we have fought at Luna, at Terra, at Cadia, beside the false Emperor, beside the War Master, beside the Despoiler. 10,000 years we have been faithful to the Dark Gods, sacrificing our souls, bodies, and machines to them. Yet, the Imperium stands. Now, Cadia has fallen. The Dark Gods have guided us to this Imperial Hive world. Gladius, whatever is here, we will prove ourselves worthy of it and take it in their name. Glory to the Dark Gods! Death to the false Emperor!
Just slightly dramatic, right? But very much what the Chaos is about. They're traitors to mankind. They basically broke away, influenced by the Dark Gods, and they're fighting against the Emperor of Mankind and his loyal troops, ultimately. But Anyway, so this is what the map looks like. As you can see, it's hex-based. And we've got Fog of War. We've got some troops to start with. So we got Chaos Cultists here. They're the ones that are able to, let's see, found cities and such. So we got a couple of those. We also have Chaos Space Marines. And they're our primary unit here. You can see all the stats here. We've got armor, which reduces damage taken. We got hit points, morale. We've got movement, and then level. You can get up to 10 levels of experience, gaining benefits as you go. Right now, it's a 10-man unit that shoots auto pistols, which do 1 damage, 10 attacks, and their accuracy 6, so about half of them will hit. Same with their close combat weapon. Just by comparison, there's only 5 Marines, but theirs do 1.5 damage. They have an accuracy of 8, so they hit with 2/3 of their shots. And they have an armor penetration of 1. So, and then they have a trait. They double their attacks at half range. So in other words, once they're adjacent to an enemy, they actually fire 10 times. So much more powerful because they have the 8 armor here. So you can see reduces damage by about 66%, 33% range damage reduction. So some cool stuff. So those are the stats and stuff, and we'll look at them more and everything. You can see some of the benefits they get for the terrain. They're in the forest. They're champions of chaos. Killing an enemy unit may reward the unit with a boon of chaos, or transform non-heroes into chaos spawn or daemon prince. So, all right. So this is our map here. We want to found a city. So the question is where? Let's see. We got a Prometheum relay pipes. We've got ore deposit. All right, let's go here, and that claims it for us. So the ore fields, as you can see in the pop-up, it's got a 20% bonus to ore production and produces 2 ore. So this might not be a bad spot for a city. We'll click on that, and it'll give us a rundown of all the benefits here. We don't want to get over here with the volcanic, so yeah, let's... Found our first city, Silent Sky Leaves. So the city itself is pretty simple. They use a lot of icons. I wish it was a little more visual. These icons are very generic looking a lot of times, but you can see that this is how we do our building and stuff like that. Okay, let's see. With such vulnerable units, advisable to keep multiple units close together. Yep, that's weak unit. Makes sense. All right, so this is our city. We got 1 population right now. As the population grows, it allows us to use more buildings. So right now we can only use 1 building at a time. You can see the growth based on food. So in 4 turns, we'll get to our second population. And then these are the resources. You got food, or energy, which is used to power buildings, research, and influence. So as you can see up here, it's all stored up. And then we got loyalty, which is utilized as a bonus modifier, bonus or negative, depending on where the loyalty's at. So right now we have our Warp Forge that constructs new buildings as well as generate ore and influence. And we have our Dark Fortress, which is the headquarters building. That's the reason why we have all those resources starting as we do. So with that being said, yeah, if you destroy the headquarters, it destroys the entire city. So we've got a few options here now. So the city right now is literally just this. So we can do an acquire tile, which will allow us to add a new resource to the pool. So right now, let's see, which one do we want? We probably want this one. The food will be useful to grow the city so that we can get even more resources and go from there. So the city is set to do its thing. Over here, the Chaos Cultists are going to travel. So this right here has Wireweed. So let me just go over here. Wireweed will hurt your units and kill off your troops. So you definitely don't want to go into that. And eventually you'll want to clear it, which we could probably do later. So we'll worry about that for now. All right, so I believe that's everything. We can choose research. So as you can see, there's very many levels of research here. We get up to, I believe it's tier 10. Yep. And the research allows you to get new units, new buildings, and things like that. So the Abominations Gene Lab produces infantry as well as generates food and research. Get Champions of Chaos, the chance to do things. Chaos spawns. Fast melee units that mutate each turn. Building that produces ground vehicles. Produces heroes, and then sacrifices the population to Zinch to increase production output of warp forges. So at this point, we want to get some basic infantry. I think we'll start with that, and then I think we may want to go with the Lord's Quarters to get a hero, but we'll see. So we'll start with that, and we'll go ahead. And as you can see, very much like a what do you call it? Civilization, or if you've watched some of our earlier videos, the Age of Wonders Planetfall, it's got a lot of similarities to the interface. So we discovered our city. Wireweed was discovered, and here you can see what it does here. Does 3 damage, armor penetration 2. So basically, it'll just damage your people if you end the movement in there. So, or it ends your movement as well. Promethean relay pipes, and then of course our ore field, which we got as well. So very cool. All right, so we'll go ahead and end our turn. And now the enemy will move. So this is a dangerous world, and we'll go and read through this in just a sec. So there are a lot of what do you call it, creatures and things like that roam the world that can be quite annoying. So we'll have to keep our eyes open for it. But Chapter 1, Corpses for the Corpse God. In your 10,000 years of war, you do not remember a worse sojourn in the warp. Following Abaddon's 13th Black Crusade in the days after the fall of Cadia, your cruiser jumped into the warp and became stuck there, like a wasp in amber. Time became unreliable. Your crew and the ship itself became infested with the stuff of the warp, possessed or mutated, till only a handful of your troops remained intact. When the cruiser finally burst from the warp above the Imperial world of Gladius Prime, it was a demon ship, and your surviving troops fled to the planet below. After so many millennia, though, you know that there is purpose to this. You have been tested and survived. You know that the Dark Gods have reason to send your warband to Gladius Prime, and that you must discover it or face their wrath. To weaker eyes, this planet looks devastated with its imperial populace demoralized. To you, it looks ripe for corruption. You start immediately. So they want us to construct a cult of chaos, produce chaos cultists, and research bloated. So we'll work on that. Reward is chaos spawns. So you're going to have these quests added as well to give you kind of a focus, and as well as reward you for kind of living up to what your faction's about. So, all right, let's just take a look here. We're acquiring our tile, so we should hopefully be done so soon there. All right, and we got 2 units to order. So let's go ahead, take our Marines out for a spin, and see what else we can find in this world. Oh, that's the edge of the map. Okay, well, that's good to know. You guys are just going to go over here, and looks like we ran into water over here. We're going to claim this next, and that will be good to go. All right. So it shows what we're researching. 5 more turns before we get that, and shows us our mission there. So, all right. So let's go ahead and choose you guys. Let's grab that. So having it right away gives us access to additional energy, I believe, from features. Yep. So we get that right away just for having it. All right. And the Marines, where are you going? I guess we're going to go this way. Or do we want to continue exploring? Let's go this way. We'll kind of go through. So these are Imperial ruins, orcoid fungus, volcanic. So, and we found a Necron tomb. So. And we got, let's see, so we increased the size of our city here. So now we can build things here. So what do we want? We need a cult of chaos. Okay, so these are basic resources. So your food, or energy, research, influence. So we're going to do a cult of chaos, though, and that'll take 6 turns to build, so it'll be a little bit. And then we'll go ahead and end our turn. So. Oh, not what I wanted to do. Yeah, not what I wanted to do. I got to remember right-click moves in this game, so we'll have to... select. We'll go ahead and select you guys. Move you out. Alright, I am getting used to the clicking here. So the early turns is just exploring, looking for resources and finding ways to improve. And then we're just waiting for that to go, so not really much else to do. We're at 2 population now, though, so... let's see, we can queue up something, so let's go and acquire another tile here. This might be useful to acquire, but let's go ahead and get this tile for now. Okay. The number you see there is the number of buildings you can produce in that tile, so not much in the way of what we can produce right now, but we'll get more. Alright, Marines. Can't go there, huh? Must be some sort of cliffside or something like that, so okay. Yeah, it looks like to be a cliffside. Okay. Hard to tell sometimes. And we'll have our Abomination Gene Lab soon. Alright. Not all Chaos Space Marines date from the 30th millennium. Others are recruited from civilians, brutally altered with gene seed taken from a fallen Marine. At this gene lab, fallen apothecaries operate on the strongest cultists drawing from the Gladius ruined hives. The few who survive the Abomination's operations are implanted with progenoid glands and recruited as new Chaos Space Marines. So we can build this building, which will give us food and research, and then will allow us to build Chaos Space Marines, and eventually with technology we can build more advanced Marines. So it takes energy to upkeep and everything, but very cool. So we've got you guys. Let's go ahead and just head over here. And we see our first enemies, which are Tyrannid Neophytes. So yeah, we have rapid fire. We know about that already. So Neophytes are... well, let's just select them. They're the basic troops of the Tyrannid faction. However, in this case, they're just generic troops. In other words, they're gray, so they're not related to any of our opponents for sure. In this case, they're just wandering mobs. So pretty weak, and you'll see that pretty soon. They did 1.2 damage to us, I think. 1.1 damage, and we're going to fire back. As you can see, we killed 3 of them, doing 5 damage. Whenever you get near an enemy that has a gun, they'll generally have Overwatch, so they'll get to shoot at you first, and then you get to do your thing. So just something to keep in mind. So we'll head over here, and so we've got ourselves a ruin. So Neophyte hybrids, as you can see here, they've got auto guns, they've got Overwatch, Return to Shadow, which can increase their damage reduction. So that's something that we got to take a look at. Do we have any? Nope. I don't think we have any abilities other than... See, Cultist Sacrifice, Consume Action, increase the growth rate of target allied Chaos Space Marine city by sacrificing the unit. So you're going to use your Cultist for a lot of different things for the Chaos faction. So Ruins of All, so that gives you access to another feature here, which improves research. So we're going to want to take that. And it shows you your attack. So let's choose our research. We need to research Chaos Spawn for our quest, so we'll go ahead and do that. Oh no, Bloated. So let's go back to research. Bloated. Okay, there we go. So they shrouded to reduce damage, and now we got more of them here. So what do we want to do? At this point, we don't have really any choices, right? That's a Necron tomb. So Necron tombs are where Necrons can build cities. They can't build them anywhere else. So that's why it's important to note those. And then obviously they give some bonuses as well for being a Necron tomb. So, all right, we're going to move you up here. That'll give us visibility. There's a webway gate. Okay, so we're going to take the shot from them. Overwatch. And they got one of my Marines, unfortunately, with that. But the extra damage we can do is worth it. Although we only killed one that time, so... so, yeah. Can you guys shoot? I think your range is only 1, right? Range is 1. Okay. Alright, so we'll go ahead and click here. Let's see, how are we doing? One more turn and we'll be good on that. And we just need to produce Chaos Cultists after that point. So we got the Webway Gate. So the Eldari use this to move around and travel. So that's something to keep in mind. Otherwise, you can attack and destroy them, which may not be a bad idea. Alright, we'll go ahead and end turn. And they're going to retreat to try and heal. Alright, so we're just going to shoot them up. That should really weaken them. And then this group can move here. Right click. Right click to attack and do your things. And they basically killed a unit. And... so Champions of Chaos have a chance to transform. So you got to be careful who you deal your final blows with. They didn't get anything, it looks like, in this case, so that's okay. So we've done that. The city is finished, so we're doing the acquired tile now is next. And we can produce Chaos Cultists, so we're going to do that. Excuse me. So you can build multiples of a building. As you can see, it's got a production to see how fast it produces. Chaos Cultists take 24, so it's 4 turns to do it. If you built the second one, you'd obviously double the speed at which they produce. But each time you build a building, they take additional resources and stuff like that. And obviously, you have limited build slots, so you have to make some decisions when you do that. So, all right, we'll go ahead and end turn. All right, Cultists, we'll go ahead and head here. Ooh, blind grenade. Okay. So we found an item, I think. All right. So first of all, our city increased to a population of 3, so that's good. We can use more buildings. Siren Caster. Stationary artifact unit that increases the loyalty. So artifacts are something you can capture, and they give you a benefit. In this case... yeah, it's invulnerable. You can't destroy it. Let's see. Pleasantly calmed. It increases loyalty. That's all it does. Okay. So our loyalty is increased, which is good. And we provided a blind grenade, which is something you can equip on a leader to allow them to get a special action. So, okay. So at this point, there's no reason not to attack this webway gate. Doesn't do anything for us. It takes up a spot, and all right. Do I come over? Yeah, let's come over and support. We can come and grab the ore field later. And as you can see, not as effective at range. They also have the Imperial Ruins to defend, I believe. So they're shrouded as well. So they get 33% from both of those sources, and yeah. So, but here's the Siren Caster. So we have to get a unit near it in order to control it, and once we do, we get that benefit for our forces. So, and turn here. Okay, so we have completed our tile acquisition. So So we got our Cult of Chaos. We want the Abominator's Gene Lab next, I think. And we're going to build it on this square, because I want to build food over there eventually. Okay. Let's see. What do we want to do? I got this. Let's move up here, shall we? So they didn't do very much damage at all because we're getting the same defensive bonuses. And now we're going to melee them. Boom. Alright, perfect. Alright, so we got Wireweed through all of that. Let's see. Could attack the Webway Gate. One of the things, so in order to heal, you would have to hold position until healed. So that's a way I can heal and get my 5th guy back. But at this point, we're just exploring. So we're going to do that. We're going to work our way around. We found ourselves some recaf leaf, which is essentially coffee. And then I should probably... We'll send the new unit when it gets out here down to grab this ore. So we have an unclaimed item here. We got to select a hero to claim it, but you can cast blind on things, so it's kind of cool. All right. Oh yeah, we might as well attack. That's what it's done. All right. And so recaf leaf. All right, cool. Oh, those are not good. We're going to fall back. Alright, we got the bloated. Grants Champion of Chaos the chance to restore their hit points when killing an enemy. The Nurgle's cursed disease rots a man both physically and spiritually. They also imbue their subjects' decaying flesh with inhuman resilience. Such bloated forms spreading their pox can often bring with it minor blessings from the plague god. So Nurgle's one of the 4 gods. So these are enslavers. These guys suck because essentially they do exactly what their name says. Enslavement. Take control of target enemy weak-minded unit until the enslaving unit dies. So we need to have more firepower here in order to kill these guys. Because until we do, they're going to basically take control of one of our units and have full control over it. So we're not going to want to deal with them right now. They're just a little too powerful. And just to show you, they only have 2 armor, but they have 36 hit points each, which, just to give you an idea, our Marines have 15 as a total, or 36 hit points total, sorry. So they've got double the hit points of our Marines here. They have decent attack, and basically if they take the Marines, these guys aren't going to be able to fight both of them at all. So yeah, we're going to fall back. We'll come back this way. And we'll definitely bring more troops to bear and go from there. So we'll do that, and we'll attack that. All right. So we got a new research. So now that we've got 2 of these, as you can see, in order to get to the next tier, you have to have a few in the original. So we could get Corn Berserkers. Those could be really good. Captive pens, population limit. Increases defense. Master of Possession. Okay. So let's just double check here. We could research Chaos Spawns. I think we need the Lord's Quarters. We need some heroes. So we'll do that. And then we'll take a look at some of the next level. Okay. So we'll do that. Alright, so yeah, Enslavers discovered. If you click it, it'll tell you highly dangerous warp unit enslaves the minds of its enemies. So, yeah, so this is some of the native fauna. They got the mind control, which can reduce morale, but this is the big one. Target weak-minded unit is enslaved and will stay under their power until it dies. So, alright, I think that's all we've got, so we'll go ahead and turn. And we should have our, yep, Chapter 1 complete. Rewards Chaos Spawn. So, given your labors, a Chaos Spawn was hardly the blessing you hoped for. The writhing beast was once your master of executions. Now it is chained to your compound, a twisted wreck that barely survived the mutations, tearing it apart and reforming from the moment to moment. Your companion's mind is gone. From its many mouths, however, he gives prophecy. The thousandth sword, the circuit complete, the gods in accord, infinity infested. Your cultists interpret its words to warn of an imperial attack, but in its wake, revelation. Objective, survive invasion and kill all invaders. So there's going to be an invader somewhere. Oh, there we go. So we got guardsmen. Oh, not what I wanted to do. Okay, well, alright. So, guardsmen, they have 16 health, so slightly more than my marines, but they have only 8 las guns, because there's only 8 of them. They have just 1 damage per attack, and they have rapid fire, so they shoot twice in close combat, or next to each other. So otherwise, they're just like the other troops that we saw. So at this point, we can go ahead and shoot at them. Because they don't have the range that we do. And we'll do some damage. We'll kill one of them there. Alright, so we got ourselves Chaos Cultists here, so we want to get them up to the front as soon as possible. And then we got Chaos Spawn here, so Chaos Spawn may have several sets of limbs, crab claws or tentacles, armors bolted beneath the skin, tattered and useless wings, all this other stuff. Each can change at a whim, granting them different properties each turn. They can be similarly manic or simply at the whims of the unpredictable ruinous power. So right now, this particular Chaos Spawn has Toxic Hemorrhage, increases damage. It's Fearless, it's Fleet, it moves through cover, it's Raging, and it's increases the damage reduction and healing rate for all allied units. Oh, that's the city. That's just being near. Okay. So, as you can see, it can move pretty fast. So let's get it up here, if I can do this correctly. But it can change each turn, so it's kind of at our whim here, right? Neat little beastie. 36 hit points. No armor, though, so it's going to take full damage from anything that attacks it, but it's pretty cool. So guardsmen discovered. We got the cultists, Chaos Spawn, so now we just got to order our city. So at this point, we're constructing the Gene Lab. Let's grab another cultist here. So the cultists themselves cost 10 food and 10 ore. So that's what we're spending on these cultists. Right now we've got a food issue, which I thought we would. So let's go ahead and just add the renderer to the queue. Just so that we can make sure that we can continue to produce troops. Alright. And we'll go ahead and end turn here. Guardsmen are going to run away. As expected. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and call it here for the video. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, as it means a lot. This one I think I'm going to do on the side here. Obviously, Conquest of Elysium 4 is going to be a big focus for me. And then 5 when that comes out. But this is a fun game that I really enjoy, and I want to show it off to you guys. And so you can see what it's a bit about. So with that, I will catch you guys next time.